Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at an Italian operating system that is based off of Ubuntu. It's called Modicia OS. This is a subscriber request. It was requested by Chief Mahoney. And he is the owner and admin over at TJ's community Facebook group. And he requested me to take a look at this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just that. Let's do an install and review of it. All right, here we go. So I have loaded the live ISO. I downloaded the ultimate ISO into a virtual box, and we're now at the default. It just booted up into this screen here, and we're going to click install on it, and we're going to walk through the install. First, let me go ahead and change the display here, resolution. Let me see which one of these. None of these are the actual. Interesting. Let's look. If I right click on it, the desktop, does it give me the option? Desktop settings, maybe? Oh, we could change backgrounds to something more than this. Let's go with some color here. So now let's close this. Search for them. So let's do play. There we go. Let's get here. Let's go 1920 by 1080. We're going to apply. There we go. We're going to keep this configuration. Whisker menu modified. Yes, it is whisker menu modified with an XFCE panel. So they're using the XFCE desktop. So let's go ahead and close out of this now. This is probably a resolution issue with the it'll probably need a restart, but it's a live ISO, so it won't be persistent. So it'll change back to the default whatever got awful. We're gonna click English. Yes, that is my language of choice. The keyboard and layout is going to be English as well. I mean, I could do Spanish, but then the keys won't line up. Doesn't matter. I don't have a Spanish keyboard, so we're going to do updates, and we're going to install the third-party repositories. Because this is based off of Ubuntu, they don't install, which is based off of Debian. They keep to the same model. They don't install, codecs and stuff like that that are not already free and open source. So you'll have to tick this on right here. Excuse me. This one right here that allows it to install the third-party codec, so that way stuff like HD video, some multimedia codecs, those kind of things will also be able to be used right out the box. We're going to hit continue. Right now, we're going to erase the disk and install Modicia. Yes, if we did something else, that'll take us to the actual manual where you can set up your partitions for it, basically gparted. It'll take you there. If some of you are listening right now and are saying, "Hey, Alex, your voice is a little different," well, it's because I'm kind of fighting a cold right now. So please bear with me. So we're going to write the changes, yes, and we're going to continue. Yeah, I'm a little nasally and a little bit with a irritated throat. Los Angeles, that's not where I live. I live in the Pacific Northwest, but we'll go ahead and select it because that is our time zone. Because I don't think they have one for the Pacific North. It's all the same time zone. Angeles. Whitehorse, where is? It's like that. I don't know. That's then there's Anchorage. Yeah, we're gonna pick Los Angeles. I never tried to pick anything else but Los Angeles. So that's the first time I ever tried that. And we're going to give our user credentials that we're going to create here. Our password is going to be like so strong and complicated that NASA couldn't even figure it out. And right now it's copying the files over. If I click this, it should expand it to an actual readout to where you can actually see what's going on. Oh, that's interesting that the bar at the bottom, the docker at the bottom actually is able to hide his auto hide. So while this is installing and doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and then I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee. All right, so I am back with my cup of coffee. By the way, the coffee mug you can get at ltlshop.com, and also there are links to that in the actual shop section of the YouTube webpage on the channel. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit restart now, and we're going to let it go through its boot process, and then we will be back up and running and check it out. Yo, this is taking a minute. Let me go ahead and pause the video. Okay, and here are, this is a very heavily customized grub menu. Here you can see it says Modicia OS. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter and let it load into what it's going to load into. It's kind of funny because they took the like the Ubuntu purple and put it in their grub menu. So we're going to type in our super secret password. And here we are logged in. So let's go ahead and display resolution. Type in display here. And we're going to go to 1920 by 1080. We're going to hit apply. And we're going to, again, there's a thing. Go ahead and do a restart, and then I will zoom the video. All right, with the reboot, it definitely readjusted the graphical user interface settings and made it like it's supposed to be, which has got this dock in the bottom, and then the panel at the top with the conky widget here. So first off, let's go ahead and make this presentable, because you know when you're looking at it, it certainly helps to be presentable. But this is kind of what you're greeted with right off the bat, and really, I have mixed feelings about it. And the reason why I have mixed feelings is because, for one, they've got, I don't know what this is. They got this panel here, application panel, a little different, and then they've got locations like your desktop settings, files, documents, music, pictures, and video here. If you have any of those, I guess, in the folders, it doesn't open the folder, but it shows you files that are under it. So, I mean, they've got these here that are already set there, which is a little different than most, but I get it. It's kind of nice. That's why I'm a little mixed, because I'm not used to it, I guess, is the difference, but it's actually kind of nice. I mean, they're little file pickers, really, is where they're at, which is kind of cool, which is your main folders in your home directory. So that's kind of cool. This is a software updater, which normally is over here by on the right-hand side where the actual power session is, the date and time, and of course your notification centers here and your volume control icons. So normally that's over there. I mean, they switched it up enough that it's. I mean, there's still the things that you would find there. They're a little different, and that's the actual. You got the whisker menu drop down over here, which is customized to this. I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of different. That's the software updater. That, but that is wild how that did that. That's crazy. Let's close that out and try that again. So I closed it back out. Guess that it was wanting to update the software, which I don't ever do when I'm installing right now, because you know the reality of it is I don't want to take that time on the video. Close all windows. F search, kill command. So if you got a program open, like let's go ahead and open USB stick format. Okay, and then I hit kill and I click on it. Yep, it kills it. So if it's a frozen command and I hit that, it'll actually kill the program. So that's really. So under your applications is your whisker menu here. These are all your applications. This is of course your app grid, which I think if you do that, then it opens up this, which is all your apps in a grid. Okay. So you have those two there in language support. Obviously, if you want to install a different language, then you can do that as well. This here are our applications. This should be your accessories. This is your audio. This is graphics. This is internet. This is multimedia, office, system, and video. And then you have video DCP, which basically whisker menu has, instead of being categorized like you would see, like when you click on KDE or whatever, it has the categories down here at the bottom. If you go to here, the system, all your system stuff's in here. System monitor, Thunar, time shift, the LXqt configuration, the app grid, disk usage analyze, expose, gigolo, all that stuff is there. And then your graphic stuff like GIMP, Inkscape, LibreOffice Draw, MyPaint have installed. They have GIMP right here. Instead of saying GIMP, it says. Then accessories, you have app expose, character map. You have clip ban or file manager. I believe is probably Thunar. Come on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Thunar. But I'm almost positive that it looks and feels. I'm pretty sure it's Thunar. Anyhow, so there's that in the accessory. They got mouse pad is their text editor. Got shot for screenshot tool. They got their own USB image writer and formatter. For music, they have. What did I type in? Z. For music, they have the additive synthesizer, Audacity, audio sampler, drum jack, LMS, mix jack, sound converter, sound juicer. Now, what I will tell you is I have the Ultimate Edition installed here, which is the Modicia 22. It's based off the 22.04 LTS version, but it's the Ultimate Edition. And so that being said, when you go, in fact, let's go to their webpage really quickly here, because normally I do that first, but I didn't this time because I got taken aback. What you? I got. Heck is going. Normally I do that first, but I didn't do it this time because I Here we go. I didn't do it this time because I just didn't want to, you know, go through all that right now. I get a lot of, some people say we don't like seeing that, but in this situation, what's important is to show you is that they have 3 different flavors. They have Ultimate, Enterprise, and Education. Now the Ultimate is what I downloaded. The other ones are ones that you can donate to, and the Education one you flat out buy. The Education one is basically their for-profit edition, which is installed in several different schools over in Italy. This distribution is Italian based, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, or if I mentioned it earlier. I may have forgot to mention it. It's Italian based. So that what they've done is they broke it down into 3 different flavors. The Ultimate is actually used for audio, graphics, and video. So if you're like a content creator, a music creator, or a gamer, then the Ultimate is where you want to be. Now the Enterprise is obviously lended more towards Office editions of stuff, you know, like has LibreOffice, it's got Rsync, Samba, FileZilla, AnyDesk. They also have live support for these 2, the other 2, but they don't for the Ultimate. Scribus, it's got Master PDF, it's got Wine involved in there, and Office 365 already installed, which I love it when distros put this in here for Office 365, because you could put Office 365 on your PC by just going to the 365 website and logging in. Just saying. And then on the Education, it's LibreOffice. They got the K-graphy. They got all the educational suite of tools in there for like Gnome Paint, the G Compass, the K Algebra, the K suite of tools. They've got everything smattered in there. So, and if you go down further, you could read more on them and stuff like that. The Marco's box specifications are the ones that, for the educational purposes, what this is talking about is all the different applications that are recommended for people to use in an educational setting. And then these are apparently all the different, I guess it's 12 or 13 schools that they have installed into. And if you go to the top to download it, you go to the download section, and here's where I was talking about. You have the free edition, then you have the supported one, which asks for a donation, and then the other one, the education with professional assistance, is actually €23.76 for the year. I mean, it's not expensive to buy, but I mean, it's there. So at any instance, that is a look at their webpage. Also, while we're here, this is using Chrome OS, which it wants for an update, but we're not going to do an update. And this is the version 100.4, so it's an older version. But if you're going to take yourself serious into a actual Linux distribution and you want to promote security and safety and all that, then the last daggum thing I'm putting on there is Google Chrome. I'm going with Firefox, or I'm going to go with Brave, or any other number of the Brave, you know, forked and not Brave, but Firefox forked internet browsers out there other than Google Chrome. I mean, might as well put Microsoft Edge on here for that matter. So that's one of my biggest knocks on that, is their browser of choice is, to me, bunk. So that's to look at the panel at the port. Of course, on the right-hand side, you've got your hidden icons. Of course, you got your standard, you know, XFCE power session buttons and calendar. The Conky's nice here. Then let's open up System Monitor to take a look at what we're looking at rest here. And I mean, for CPU usage, it's very light. RAM, you're looking at 1.2 gigabytes right out the box. That's probably because I got this big ass dock at the bottom. Well, not the dock, but they got the dock going, and then they've got all these pinned apps down here at the bottom. You know, I mean, at this point in time, my feeling about this, you've got the panel at the top, and you got this dock at the bottom. Ideally, you have the panel at the top with just a few icons on the dock down below. If you got this many icons already set up out of the box, then why in the hell not just get rid of the panel at the top and make it look more like Big Sur, you know, Mac OS style? You know, I mean, it just has very limited things on the panel at the top. I mean, it just, I don't know. I guess they're trying to capture that a little bit. I mean, because Mac does have a panel at the top, but it doesn't have a lot of things on it to do. You know, it's super limited. It's just basically got your application up at the top. Doesn't have any of the pin stuff on it. It's all done in the panel. So, I mean, it's kind of a McFuddling of things to me. But you know what? Some people love it, some people don't. Me, it's not my preference. So, to me, it's just something I would be like, you know, whatever. You know, it doesn't do anything for me. So there's that. Now, and of course, it tells you what your user is. Under here, go to Appearance, and this is going to give you your themes. Like right now, I'm in the light theme, so I'm going to pick the Adwaita Dark, and there, now you set it to a global dark theme, which to me is better. That looks prettier. I don't know why things don't come. Breeze Dark is also pretty nice. But what is this one? Blue Dark? Oh, that's interesting. Gives it the blue, the blue highlighted tone. I like that. Graybird Dark, see what? Yeah, that's like no. Skewious Blue Dark. I like that. That's nice. So we'll close that. So I mean, why the default isn't always dark theme for most distros? I still have yet to understand. Seeing as how 99.9% of the people that install a distro automatically go to the dark. They switch it over to dark. So I don't know. By the way, that'd be interesting to do. Leave a comment in the comment section down below and tell me if you prefer light versus dark theme overall. That'll definitely help answer that question as to why distros don't do that. It's kind of like a little mini poll. Go ahead and do that for me. Thanks. So anyhow, under the accessories, that's all there. Sorry, under graphics, we've already gone over. We've gone over everything in here. Pardon me. In the video, they've got the AVD, they got the Anima Shooter, they've got, which is your basic camera utility tool. They've got AVD Mux, Blender, which is nice. They've installed that. They've got Kden Live already installed. But what I don't see they have installed, they didn't install OBS. So maybe it's for video content creators, but OBS is something that pretty much so either game streamers or content creators use. So maybe Anima Shooter is that. Yeah, it is for OBS. Yeah, I accept. So yeah, I guess that's their version for OBS. I've never seen this before. I guess you can do. Yeah, you can play videos and you can actually capture video in it. So, and you probably have projects. I wonder when you're capturing if you camera not present. Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's in my thing, and I don't have my camera hooked up to the actual virtual. I'm in a virtual machine. So that was dumb moment. Anyhow, to me, what it is that's kind of cool. I might have to download this program and check this out. This is Anima Shooter. I have to figure out this program. I mean, it looks like a pretty decent alternative to OBS. And what's interesting to me is it looked like you could do like layers in it, so you could lay over graphics and stuff like that onto your camera while you're shooting and capture it all. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of cool. So then at the bottom here on the panel, we're gonna, I don't know what I just did, to the XF dashboard. Oh, so this is opens up your panels, your actual application menu right here. Wine. I don't know why I'm launching wine. Did I click on wine by accident? That. Okay, now quit clicking on things, Alex. Stop being that way. So anyhow, you got your expose, you've got your file manager, you've got your app expose, you've got the US stick formatter, the system monitor. They got Stacer, which Stacer is an awesome sauce program. I've said it before in a couple of other videos. Stacer is a multi-use tool for your system. It is just like in Windows, what would be known as CC Cleaner, which is a suite of tools, which is what Stacer is, that you can do a lot of different things. Like this right here, you could have startup apps. You could add them here and have them and turn them off here. You have your reports that you can get right here. You can search for different files, services right here. You can turn them on and off. Also here is processes where you can kill them. And then packages, these tells you your packages that you have installed. You can uninstall them right here. I mean, there's so much that you could do here. I mean, this is showing you all the CPU usage for me opening and closing programs and showing you things. Then, of course, you've got your IP here where you can actually find out your IP address, your local host, you know, all the different things that you need to do there. You could add new hosts. You can make changes to it and all that kind of stuff and save it. I mean, it's a very in-depth tool. So, I mean, it literally, you can do a lot of stuff to your system through that app right there. It's a lot like CC Cleaner for Windows. So, I mean, it's awesome. Then they've got LAN share, which is basically any shares that are on your LAN, on your local area network. So, and you could look through them, see what their path is and all that kind of stuff. So, which you could, if you already have that in your file manager, you can go to your network, browse your network here, and it'll tell you what's on the Windows network to see if there's anything there. If you have a Windows network, because Samba's already started, and then of course your PC standard here, any files that you have shared. So you can do it that way through that way as well. And of course, they got the mail reader, which is their email client they've got installed. Then they've got XNView, which is their multi-platform picture viewer and media viewer as well. I believe you can see videos through here too as well. But anyhow, and it goes across different OS platforms as well. VNC, because it's a open source program. VNC media players installed, and then they've got Audacious installed for your music playback. And then they've got LibreOffice here, which if you open this up, this will show you your, I don't know if it's Writer that it opens up, or yeah, this opens up to the suite. So you can pick whichever one it is that you need to do out of all. So it's got the full LibreOffice suite installed. And then of course you got your trash can. So let's go ahead and, you know, on the right click of the desktop, which will give you your drop down menu as well. Just like in standard XFCE, you have access to all of your, applications, but also for desktop settings, that's where I want to go to actually pick a wallpaper. Let's pick a wallpaper that goes with this. Oh, this one's kind of cool, but I don't like it. It's cool, but I don't like it. And I like this one. I like that one. And so we have just like that, riced very easily, beginner style Modicia OS. And that is a look at Modicia OS. Now, in quick summation, my thoughts of Modicia OS. It's another Ubuntu spin that has been heavily customized to have the XFCE desktop environment pretty much so on it with the panels and stuff like that. And it's got a smattering of some Gnome tools on there as well as some KDE tools. So they've definitely mixed and matched to do that instead of sticking with a certain theme, which is okay in and of itself. I don't have an issue with that, because if you are a Linux user that has not done that before, then you haven't been playing with or tinkering with your Linux distribution. That's a fact. That is a fact, because quite honestly, there are some applications that KDE uses that are fan-freaking-tastic, and some that Gnome uses that are fan-freaking-tastic as well. And, you know, literally, I've done that myself. There are some that I will use right now, just like Kdenlive, you know. I mean, that's a KDE tool that has been done with KDE forever, and, you know, I use it all the time, you know. So, I mean, and also their calculator is awesome. There's lots of different things. Their software center is actually not bad either. Discover, you know, is not a bad software center. And just like, you know, I mean, I digress. I'm getting off on a tangent that I don't need to be on. But either way, the point is they've smattered a lot of stuff together. So it's an operating system that is not held to true core, like, authenticism, which is nice. It allows for flexibility. They've put together a nice Ubuntu spin. Now, is it something that I'll switch and use as a daily driver? Probably not. And that's because I prefer a different style. I don't, you know, I mean, of course I could customize it to whatever and use it. Yes, I could do that, but I mean, not when there's so many other ones that come already ready out of the boxes. And I'm more of a window manager kind of guy, so the whole desktop experience and environment is something that I like to not have. You know, I just don't prefer it. But it is nice at times to have it as well, because you have already things that you don't have to hunt and pick or install dependencies for and that kind of stuff, because it's just right. But either way, that is a look at Modicia. I would definitely recommend it to new to Linux people, and this one comes with a lot of tools already set up and installed for you, especially if you're a content creator or you do a lot with video and audio. Yeah, you can do that as well. It's kind of a mix of all the more nicer things that the Ubuntu Studio spin has. So I mean, it's nice. Definitely give them some love and some support. They do a lot for education. They do a lot for the Linux community with their team. They put together something really, really nice. So yeah, that is it. If you guys use Modicia and you know something that I've omitted or didn't say, please make sure you drop that comment in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to comment on what your preference is, whether it is light or dark. I definitely want to see that. And I'm also going to put up a poll in my community section of the channel, so to find out what your preference is on that. Either way, guys, y'all do what you do, stay blessed, and you guys keep on Linuxing. Have a great day.